We are live. We are live. That's right, guys. We're live again, and here we are. We're interacting. We're talking about spirituality, talking about the do's and the don'ts, what is and what was, and what's granted, and how to attract, and how to give, and this word take, we're learning in this development of who we are right now. So the take, sometimes the spirit of the body takes, and it's the physical part of the body that gets harmed. And it's not that the person's trying to be devilish. The person's trying to want, but the wanting is in them wanting something out of it. Inside our system, we teach very deep. Now, we have someone, we're not even going to say her name, she's going to introduce herself, and that's it. This is live. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, hi. My 3D name is Pauline, but my spiritual name is Souleiyah, many versions of I have depending on what I'm dealing with. So, hi everybody. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully we can share some wisdom with all of you, and even maybe some fun, something funny. Hopefully, because life is not all about seriousness. Even I finally realized that about spirituality. I take it very seriously, but there's a lot of funny times too. And so we need to laugh a bit, have some fun and joy in our lives. And that's how we can be the inner child that we really truly are.
Yes. Yes. So guys, there's, as a teacher, as a master has to say, and for all you teachers out there, it's okay. A master has to have these laws where the master says, who am I to say this? Am I living that life? If I don't, then I can condemn someone else. Well, in our family, that does not mean bloodline. We have raised families, fed families, took families in. But that was then, this is now. And we must now teach people to grow within inside themselves. So we're in an era that it's way awakened. But it's awakened in the wrong way that has to go back ancient, tribal. Some people call it dark magic. Some people they call it, where is the origin coming from? What nation is that coming from? What country is that coming from? See, all you spiritualists, you don't understand this in a different way. That's not being rude.
Is it coming through an ancestry where there's habits of pain, manipulation, suffering? Or is it consciously you planting seeds for a brighter, better future. Souleiyah, can you explain about how people go into this ancestral healing, but they don't truly understand the basic aspects?
I'm still learning myself. I'm still trying to figure that out. I've been hearing tidbits here and there, and I don't know what's true and what's not, but I guess I can only, as I listen to different people sharing what they think they know about ancestral, I don't know if you need to go out of your way for it because it's already inside our DNA, in our cells. So it'll pop up, and half the time you probably think it's you. The things that you do, you don't understand why you did something, and it could be because of those ancestral behaviors that are just emerging out of you, and you feel like it's out of character for yourself. And it may be, that might be the reason. It could be ancestral, but it could, like, I sometimes even confuse, like, maybe past lives, or like, it really doesn't matter at this point if it's past lives, ancestral. Like everybody keeps saying, you got to live in the now. So in the now, it presents itself in your life. So when you clear that at that moment, you're probably clearing it all. So you really don't need to go in depth with looking at your past lives and constantly doing that, because you're then not living in the present moment, and you're not creating from the present moment. You're still stuck in the past, or I guess in the future, because you're trying to clean the past so that you can get to the future. But if you just work where you are now, which is, I guess, the present, which is why the body is starting to give you indications, it's starting to act up. It may be where it's stored in your body. So you are being forced to pay attention to certain parts of your body, and who knows where it's from. It doesn't matter anymore. I used to care about that. I used to analyze it to death. Where did this come from? Why is this happening? But if I deal with it, like I physically have, conditions now, I said, I never had that. Why am I getting it now? But it doesn't matter. I still have to deal with it. So I'm dealing with my blood pressure, my blood sugar, and trying to get it stabilized thanks to these two, my concierge naturopaths, and they're way beyond that. They can do it all. It's not just like one, like you go to one, like most doctors, regular doctors, they got specialties. Well, these two have every aspect. Your mind, they've done work with me with NLP. I didn't even know they were doing hypnosis on me, but yeah, that's all part of it. Emotional, they remind me sometimes when I'm being too emotional, because then I'm not, being rational, but then I'm too rational sometimes. I still have to get the balance, and until I can, that's where the stability needs to become more stable for me now, so that I can be consistent, so that I can be effective, so that I could help other people. Because right now I'm all over the place, and I don't feel confident yet until I get myself to a stable point that I could see clearly and hear clearly and know clearly what is my path. So I somewhat know, but as I keep clearing, and I'm using more Mito, I'm using the Epic Laser, the Infrahelios. It is really powerful stuff going deep into your mitochondria. It's really important. These are tools that it'll probably take me even longer to get where I need to go. But we don't have time for this. Everybody can heal as quickly as they want to. I mean, I fought you guys so much when you tried to help me, because I had, I'm used to my way. I want it done my way, this self-centered ego person that wants to do it their way, when I could never heal myself. Otherwise, I would have. And when you tell me stuff and I refuse to listen, I'm just prolonging the misery and suffering. And I laugh now because I said, oh my God, you told me that, and I refused to listen. It was hard for me to swallow half the things that I heard, but I knew it was the truth. I just didn't want to deal with it. And I kept putting it off, Mrs. Procrastinator. And now I'm at the point where now my clutter has really affected my health. And I know now that's the last vestiges of what I need to heal. I remember wanting to study feng shui, which I did, but I really didn't feng shui my space, feng shui my body. didn't do any of that. And Tantra was another thing I wanted. I was always jumping ahead of what I want to do sometime in the future, but I didn't clean up all the stuff that was underneath that was preventing me from getting there. So now it's like reverse, engineering, going back to where I need to go to do the simple things like my environment. I don't have a sacred environment to do any ceremonies except for the one space you guys helped me appreciate finally and helped me clean it out. It was horrible. It was all full of bird.
Oh, we remember that day, Pauline. That's your friends.
I shouldn't bring it up again because that'll just bring that energy right back.
Oh, wow. That was amazing.
It's reflective.
I remember that. Remember that with all of us on the balcony, cleaning
and they honored
everything.
Me with making me a meal in my disgusting kitchen that was so disorganized.
That's what we were there to do as friends,
Right. But you know what, guys? I already gave up on my life at that point. As I don't consider myself an elderly person, but I am 63, and I never realized it. I always felt like a teenager. I was stunted in a way, so I always felt like, and that's why I rebelled against everything. I tested everybody and everything, and so. The fact that they, how when you were a teenager, people like wanted to stay away from you because you were such a bitchy person or whatever. Well, that's sort of like I was like that. Like when you get older, you get like curmudgeon-y and you don't want to do anything. And that doesn't make me happy. Nothing made me happy until they finally broke through my facade, my Maya, whatever you want to call it. The mask that I tried to pretend like I was used to smile. I used to hate having to smile because I pretended I was happy. And finally I had a breakdown, and that sort of crumbled it all. And then I was trying to be a free spirit. I didn't like it. I used to be so organized. So to the point where now I don't know how to organize anymore. I'm used to being free spirit. I still don't want to clean. I'm still, resisting, though I know that is the last step that I need to do to really be out there to share the wisdom that I have gained all these years of procrastinating it all and keep going, learning, but I have so much that I should share now, not just learn. I still will learn. I'll always learn, but I still have to share what I learned.
Yes,
There's no point in learning all of it.
You do this amazing thing. It's like a soul healing, So it's just you experience it in that framework of time for yourself.
It's not.
But it was you.
It's not the understanding that we want. What we want is this stability. And that brings me back to our new deck, guys. We're mentioning it here again. It's released.
And cleanliness.
I apologize for all the racket. My neighbor is like doing some, I don't know what they're doing.
It's all right. Don't worry. Here we go. We're about to talk about the new deck.
The new deck that we have, that is kind of the theme, as we gain deeper insight on who we are scientifically, spiritually. It is the Star Magic Dimensions Oracle cards. Now, these cards have been channeled for many years, and we just released it very recently. It has 10 cards in it, and the starter deck, where there's extensions and expansions of it as you expand deeper into the universe inside of you. So each card in this deck has a specific meaning aligned with the stars, celestial energies awakening inside, because you got stardust inside of you, inside your cells. They're microcosms of the universe. Everything is mirrored. So we allow you to connect to the sacred geometry inside of you. And when you get these cards, they're for self-reflection use, self-healing use. So you flip through them. You can ask them questions if you're that spiritually in tuned and you like to tamper with the energy. And they'll give you insight because it's a reflection of your own intuition as well as using them to clear energy. Very important.
The special thing that we are giving all of you. And
it's beautiful artwork because there's Olivia and Yakov Healing Arts. They both collaborated in this, so it's very powerful. I just when I saw the deck, I was like mesmerized And I know it's special because I know it comes from the two of them. They're very, I don't know what you call them, but I call them my muse because every time I'm around them, we all collaborate somehow. Things come out of me that I didn't realize was there, and they inspire me. And their cards are as well. I mean, that's what, and I can't believe there's only 10 cards in the fundamental deck.
Yes.
Yes.
It's really interesting.
Yes.
Gotta get it. It's not that. It's really reasonable too, because Olivia and Yakov are very famous artists, and normally they command way more than what they're giving this deck to sell for.
And
So
guys,
it's
we got a
that's true.
special announcement. These decks, can you explain what these cards come in for everyone now? Because we're giving a gift back. And what, even though the price that we're charging would be charging so much more, what do they get in
So
this
we
box?
like to stress with these cards, right, that you use them for yourself, and unless you want to use them as to read someone else, that is your specialty in star energy, and you really feel like you're attuned, you can contact us to get trained in the meaning for yourself. But these cards are very special, as the starter pack comes with a tin box of metal, like an aluminum alloy, to keep the cards at a certain temperature. They'll be pretty chilled. And also on the back is another just explanation on what you can do, where to contact. And then from there you can add the expansions into the tin. And then you don't really have a guidebook with this, and that's for a specific reason, because we only give the guidebook to those that are training personally in the deck.
So you're going to hear a lot about the decks, but that's our special to the world. We want to give a gift back.
That goes for most of our decks
We
too.
could ask for a lot more money. We're looking to reach 1 billion homes. That's
Billion
our
souls.
goal. 1 billion homes. And guys, we're only charging $39. The making of the cards, the tins, the this, the that. Come on, guys. That's you want a gift, change your family this way. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a musician, a doctor, come join the family.
What I realized also, that even if you don't say you're creative in a creative field, or you are more technical analytics like a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or even something like that, you do have an attunement that you can get from creative energy, because to get to that point in which you had to use some sort of creative faculty inside. So the art can only bring you further into your specialty, whatever it is. It helps everyone.
So guys, thanks for tuning in to us.
This was Pauline, as known as Souleiyah in the spiritual realms. And you want to say anything else as we close?
No, anything that you buy from these people, they have projects that you have no idea. They're giving back to the universe constantly. It's not about them. You think that they're here because a lot of spiritual people only make the money to pay their bills, and that's not what they're about. They truly have anything you think that sounds like familiar to you for what other people are doing, they're doing beyond that. You couldn't even imagine what they're doing. You really can't, because actually when I start talking to them, we just collaborate, and I say, wow, wouldn't it be great? And they already thought of it. I'm saying, oh, that's what they're, I find it funny, because I would think that, I'm trying to take it to the next level, but they already took it there, and they didn't share that. I mean, because I didn't know them that long ago. I mean, maybe 3 years now. I'm on my 4th year with them. But yeah, so this is what I've seen. So many people out there, and they're not full of shit. Believe me, these people are for real, and they really are here to service the universe. It's not just them. There's so many out there servicing themselves, and they're pretending they're servicing the world, which they're not. And if only you could. There's so many fakes out there, and that's why the New Age has a bad connotation now, because a lot of them are They have masks on. They're not honest. They don't follow any laws. They follow the law of themselves. There is the law of one, but that means we're supposed to be one together, not one by yourself. And that's the law of one. Some of those people are probably really following. They really believe that they're the law of one. But I'm talking about meaning selfish law of one, not service. Where these guys are really into service. I've seen them in action, and and so I really, you're not going to be sorry that you joined them ever. You will be given way more than you ever give to them. They've always given me way more than I've ever given them. So, I mean, my life is one of the things that they gave me back my purpose, gave me back my hope. Gave me back, just friendship, but I didn't, there's always a friend that I thought were friends, but no, they never came to the level of friendship that I got from these two. They call me to make sure I'm, okay. I mean, there are people that do that, but they really don't get out of the way. They came all the way from Puerto Rico to come see me. They didn't have to do that. I wouldn't want to be cleaning my apartment with me the way I had it. They dug deep and did what most people who are in their status could say, well, that's beneath me. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't clean somebody's house. I wouldn't get the poop off of your balcony for you. I mean, John, oh my God, he really did do that. Olivia too, she was side by side with her. She's not a prima donna neither. She's a real tough cookie. You would never know that by looking at her. She's so dainty, very refined. You would think, she could act like a princess and never touch a thing. No, she gets down, she does everything. I mean, I'm sorry, but she does things I've never seen a woman do, like men do, that she actually can do. She's very resourceful. She's got so many gifts. And I guess that's what we all will have, gifts like this when we connect to who we truly are. The divine person in you we're like, I don't even know if that's the word, jack of all trades, but whatever it is called, that's what you can do, anything and everything. And actually I'm starting to not limit myself, and I'm starting to see through their guidance that I can do a lot of things I didn't think I could do. So they're opening up worlds to me that I never really thought possible. So thank you, Olivia and John. I really love you guys, and thank you for being in my life and being family and introducing me to your family that you already cultivated all these years, that I was allowed to join, that nobody kept me out of. Everybody's very welcoming. As soon as they knew I was part of the family, they all welcomed. And if you would like to be part of a family like that, come join us. We're there in the spiritual, what's the name of the blog talk again? Spiritual.
Yes, the talk show that we've been starting for the past week, and then adding spiritual consultations worldwide. And you can also follow that on Facebook. It's a group where we just share different tools, and we thank everyone for listening. That was Souleiyah, and you can follow her on Facebook also, different channels for the journey. You see where it is. And stay tuned for more. We thank everyone. We love you. Take care.